Hello and welcome back to another episode of Courts This Week, your go-to source for the latest legal updates presented by LiveLaw. I'm your host, Ostika Das, and I'm here to take you through the most significant updates from the week. From the corridors of the Supreme Court to local judicial proceedings, I'll be providing you with clear and concise summaries that keep you informed and ahead of the curve. But remember, for a more in-depth understanding, do visit our website at www.livelaw.in. In today's episode, we cover the Supreme Court's interim order halting proceedings in ongoing Mandir-Masjid disputes nationwide and barring the registration of new suits, the Atul Shubash suicide case, Allu Arjun's arrest and bail, and much more. So let's dive into the headlines. This week, in an important development relating to Mandir-Masjid suits filed across the country, the Supreme Court has issued an interim order halting the registration of new suits against places of worship such as mosques and dargahs until further notice. The court has also directed that no effective interim or final orders, including survey orders, be passed in pending cases, including those concerning the Gyanvapi Mosque and Mathura Shahi Idgah. These directions were issued in a batch of matters, either challenging the constitutionality of the Places of Worship Act or seeking its enforcement. This intervention comes amid growing concerns over multiple suits claiming ownership of historical religious sites. Recently, a survey order for the Sambhal Jama Masjid in Uttar Pradesh led to violence, resulting in several deaths. The Supreme Court has asked the union government to file a counter affidavit within 4 weeks on petitions challenging the Places of Worship Act 1991. This matter will be heard again on February 17, 2025. Justice Shakhar Kumar Yadav of the Allahabad High Court has come under scrutiny for his remarks at an event recently organized by the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. In his speech, Justice Yadav reportedly advocated for a uniform civil code, stating that it should reflect the majority's wishes and criticize Muslim practices. Justice Yadav also made inflammatory remarks suggesting that Muslim children are desensitized to kindness because they witness animal slaughter from an early age. The judge also urged VHP members to remain committed to making India a global leader or Vishwaguru, insisting that only Hindus could achieve this vision. This is not the first time that Justice Yadav has quoted controversy for his remarks. His previous speeches, judgments, and oral observations in court have also made headlines. His latest comments have sparked widespread criticism, including from Supreme Court Bar Association President and Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal, who called for an in-house inquiry and the judge's impeachment in a press conference. Taking exception to Justice Yadav's speech, the Campaign for Judicial Accountability and Reforms has also written to Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna, urging an in-house inquiry into Justice Yadav's speech. According to a press statement, in response to the complaints, the Supreme Court has sought details from the Allahabad High Court on the administrative side regarding the speech. In related news, an impeachment motion against Justice Yadav alleging inflammatory and prejudiced remarks has also been filed in the Rajya Sabha. Signed by 55 MPs, the motion claims the speech undermines judicial ethics and public trust in the judiciary. In a tragic case that has ignited debate over domestic violence laws, a PIL has been filed in the Supreme Court this week seeking reforms to protect husbands and their families from alleged misuse of such laws. The plea follows the suicide of Atul Shubash, who left a note accusing his wife's family of harassment. The petition urges the implementation of earlier Supreme Court observations in Preeti Gupta versus State of Jharkhand and Achin Gupta versus State of Haryana, which highlighted the misuse of Section 498A of the IPC and sought legislative reforms. The petitioner has also called for an expert committee to review these laws and suggested measures, including mandatory registration of marital gifts to reduce conflicts. Section 498A, introduced to combat dowry-related violence, is a non-bailable offence, often criticized for enabling false allegations without thorough investigation. Despite guidelines limiting automatic arrests, stronger enforcement is demanded in the petition. The plea emphasizes the need to balance protection for women with safeguards against wrongful accusations, making this what the petition claims a crucial issue for judicial and legislative reform. As ethnic violence continues in Manipur, the Supreme Court has directed the state government to submit a sealed report detailing properties destroyed, looted, or encroached upon during the clashes. This directive comes amid ongoing proceedings addressing the crisis. Senior Advocate Vibha Makheja, appearing as amicus curiae, informed the court of substantial progress made by the Justice Geeta Mittal Committee. The committee, working pro bono, has submitted over 34 reports covering rehabilitation efforts, skills training, and humanitarian aid. The court emphasized the urgency of addressing these issues, asking for specific data on actions taken against violators. Despite some progress, the situation remains critical, with the judiciary playing a key role in facilitating accountability and relief efforts. The next hearing will examine the state's compliance with the court directives, marking an important step toward resolving this humanitarian crisis. This week, the Supreme Court issued significant directions in the money laundering case involving former West Bengal Education Minister and MLA Partha Chatterjee. The case stems from allegations of illegal recruitment of assistant teachers under the West Bengal Board of Primary Education. A bench comprising Justices Surya Kant and Ujjal Bhuiya ruled that Chatterjee could be released on bail no later than 1st of February 2025. This decision came after Chatterjee challenged the Calcutta High Court's denial of bail. While the Supreme Court acknowledged that sufficient evidence supported the case against him, it emphasized the principle that under trials should not face prolonged incarceration without trial. The court set a clear timeline for the trial court to expedite proceedings. It directed the framing of charges before the winter vacation or by December 31st, 2024, whichever is earlier. Additionally, the court mandated the recording of prosecution witness statements during the second or third week of January 2025. Subject to the completion of these steps, Chatterjee can be released on bail. In any case, he cannot be kept in custody beyond 1st of February 2025. This week, Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia received relief from the Supreme Court in the Delhi excise policy case. The court removed the bail condition that required him to appear before the investigating officers of the CBI and ED twice a week. Sisodia had been granted bail earlier in August after spending significant time in pre-trial custody, with conditions that included furnishing a 10 lakh bond, surrendering his passport, and reporting to the investigators every Monday and Thursday. Sisodia challenged this last condition, arguing that it was excessive. A bench comprising Justices B.R. Gavai and K.V. Vishwanathan agreed, noting that the condition was unnecessary, while emphasizing that Sisodia must regularly attend the trial. The Supreme Court has ordered a man to pay 5 crore rupees as permanent alimony to his wife following their divorce, emphasizing that alimony should not penalize the husband but it must ensure a decent standard of living for the wife. The court also directed 1 crore rupees to be set aside for the financial security of their adult son. The couple had been separated for over 20 years with allegations of poor behavior from both sides. A bench of Justices Vikram Nath and Prasanna V. Varale declared their marriage irretrievably broken and referred to previous rulings to outline key factors in determining alimony, such as the social and financial status of the parties, the wife's reasonable needs, and the standard of living during the marriage. However, it clarified that these factors did not lay down a straitjacket formula but were meant to act as guidelines while deciding permanent alimony. With the husband earning rupees 10 to 12 lakh per month in a managerial role and the wife unemployed, ultimately the court found rupees 5 crore to be a fair one-time settlement. Importantly, the court also said that the permanent alimony amount should be decided in such a manner that does not penalize the husband but ensures a decent standard of living for the wife. Clarifying criminal law principles, the Supreme Court this week explained the distinction between a discharge petition and a quashing petition. A discharge petition filed before charges are framed seeks to exit the case based on insufficient evidence. In contrast, a quashing petition filed under Section 482 CRPC or Article 226 allows broader challenges including claims of abuse of process or jurisdictional flaws even after a charge sheet is filed. The court ruled that an accused is not required to wait for charges to be framed to challenge proceedings and can rely on evidence beyond the charge sheet. This decision came in an appeal by Mukesh and others, challenging the Allahabad High Court's dismissal of their quashing petition as infructuous after a charge sheet was filed. A bench of Justices Abhay S. Oak and A.G. Massi set aside the High Court's order and reinstated the petition, emphasizing the broader scope of quashing petitions when compared to discharge applications. Actor Allu Arjun was granted 4 weeks interim bail by the Telangana High Court this week in connection with a tragic stampede outside a Hyderabad cinema hall. The incident during his unscheduled visit led to 1 death and critical injuries to a child, prompting an FIR alleging culpable homicide and negligence against the actor. He was subsequently arrested and lodged in Chanchalguda jail before being released on December 14th after being granted interim bail by the High Court. While granting Allu Arjun relief, Justice Juvadi Sridevi emphasized the constitutional importance of liberty, referencing Arnab Goswami versus State of Maharashtra. Arjun's defense argued that the FIR lacked evidence of intent or negligence and pointed to lapses in crowd control by authorities and the theatre management. The court agreed, ruling that no prima facie case against the actor could be made out. Conditions for bail include full cooperation with the investigation and no influence on witnesses. This case has sparked discussions on accountability in public safety during high-profile events. The Delhi High Court has stayed the Bar Council of India's decision to remove Sanjeev Nasir from his position as Vice Chairman of the Bar Council of Delhi. Nasir, who also heads the Aam Aadmi Party's legal cell, challenged the BCI's resolution which questioned the authenticity of his LLB degree from Devi Ahilya Bai Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. The BCI had alleged irregularities in Nasir's degree and referred the matter to the CBI for investigation. In its resolution, the Bar Council of India has said that the subcommittee constituted by it after a thorough inquiry concluded that the authenticity of the LLB honours degree of Sanjeev Nasir was highly questionable and further resolved to refer the matter to CBI for a thorough probe. However, this decision was soon stayed by Justice Sanjeev Narula of the Delhi High Court, who cited the need for due inquiry before punitive action. And that's a wrap for this week's Legal News Roundup. But before we bid adieu, the entire LiveLaw team has a small request for our dedicated viewers. As an independent and fact-driven media organization, we are deeply committed to fearless and ethical journalism. To continue bringing you the latest legal updates, especially in this dynamic audio-visual format, we rely on your support. So here's how you can help. Give our video a thumbs up if you found it informative. Share it with your family, friends, classmates and colleagues. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content. Drop your valuable thoughts and feedback in the comments below and hit that bell icon to stay updated with our latest releases. Don't forget to visit our website at www.livelaw.in for our in-depth reports and analysis. Not only this, but the LiveLaw channel offers memberships for only ₹89 per month. Become part of LL supporters today to access exclusive perks such as loyalty badges next to your name in comments and live chat, priority reply to comments, and for our student pass audience, early access to explainers and legal updates. I'm your host Ostika Das and it's been a pleasure bringing you this week's Legal News Roundup. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged and stay tuned to LiveLaw. Thank you for watching.